What is PSE, or the Philippine Stock Exchange, is the only national stock exchange of the Philippines, a self-regulatory organization and the only stock exchange in the country. One fact is that PSE is considered one of the oldest bourses of Asia. Aligned to their objectives, PSE provide and maintain a fair, transparent, and orderly market for buying and selling securities, and they usually offer services including trading, market data, listing and settlement, and also help in raising the capital, which support business growth by offering convenient and efficient ways in raising capital. History. Before we start, do you know that before the Philippine Stock Exchange, the country already has two stock exchanges, which is the Manila Stock Exchange established on August 1927 and the Makati Stock Exchange on May 1963. In 1927, the Manila Stock Exchange was established. In 1936, SEC was created via Commonwealth Act No. 83 for the need of agencies to safeguard the public interest from the local stock market boom of the year. 1937, MSE introduced a ticker transmitting service to help the expanding volume of transactions for a much better and faster communication system. However, in 1940, MSE operations were suspended due to the Japanese occupation. SEC was also abolished and got reactivated only in 1945. 1946, MSE resumed their trading operations after the Japanese occupation. In 1963, Makati Stock Exchange was established and started to operate in 1965. 1987, MSE introduced the MSE Composite Index. MSE uses variable multiplier method, that is fixed weights at base state, which is different from what MKSE uses, which is the variable divisor. 1992, MSE and MKSE issued a joint declaration under PSE. PSE was incorporated in July 1992. In December of the same year, the two bourses declared a unification to consolidate and facilitate the development of the capital market under the Philippine Stock Exchange. 1995, PSE became a member of the World Federation of Exchanges on October 16, 1995. PSE got accepted and became the 37th full-fledged member. 2012, PSE implemented whole-day trading. Trading starts at 9:30, recess at 12 noon to 1:30 and continues and closes until 3:30 p.m. 2015, PSE shifted a new trading system, PSE Trade XTS. It is equipped to help handle large volumes of transactions, and it also suited to support PSE future requirements. 2016 Best Stock Exchange in Asia Award. PSE was awarded for the third time in 4 years from Alpha Southeast Asia, an institutional investment magazine. This history part shows some highlights of the Philippine Stock Exchange history from establishment of the two bourses, the MSE and MKSE, to how the stock exchanges unified and up to present, which shows achievement, new innovation, expansion of PSE.
Now that we've covered the Philippine Stock Exchange background, let's take a look at its core components. The mission of the PSE is to offer products and services that are responsive to the needs of investors and other stakeholders. It aims to develop a highly motivated and professional workforce committed to serve and excel. It also strives to be the preferred venue for raising capital, operate efficiently to maximize shareholder value, and practice good governance across the exchange and among listed companies and trading participants. PSE also adopts world-class systems and global best practices to maintain an efficient, fair, and orderly market. At the same time, it provides accurate, complete, and timely information about listed companies while promoting investor education and market awareness. Its vision is to be a premier exchange with world-class standards for trading securities and raising capital, acting as a powerful engine for a robust and growing economy. The exchange also follows strong corporate values. These include professionalism in service, integrity, transparency, and accountability in decision-making, teamwork toward common goals, mutual respect among employees, inner strength to prioritize the good of the market over personal interests, and also corporate responsibility by supporting both market growth and community welfare. To further strengthen its role, the PSE builds global alliances. It is part of the World Federation of Exchanges, which promote cross-border regulation, global market access and integrity. It also works with the ASEAN exchanges, a partnership among Southeast Asian stock markets to make regional investment and cross-border trading more accessible and efficient. Through the Sustainable Stock Exchanges Initiative, the PSE supports sustainability and transparency on environmental, social, and governance or ESG issues in line with UN programs. Lastly, it is also a member of the Asian and Oceanian Stock Exchanges Federation, which promotes cooperation among East Asian and Oceanian exchanges to improve regional markets. And through these missions, values, and partnerships, the Philippine Stock Exchange continued to strengthen the country's capital market and contribute to the national economic progress.
5 roles and function of PSE. First, PSE plays a vital role in maintaining the integrity of the Philippine financial market. It ensures market regulation by enforcing compliance with securities laws, by regulating listed companies, traders, and participants. These rules uphold trust and transparency. Second, the PSE also serves as a platform for capital raising. Through its listing services, companies can issue shares or securities by initial public offerings, debt securities, and stock right offerings. This helps companies secure funding for expansion and long-term growth, supporting businesses ranging from conglomerates to emerging enterprises. Third, ensuring liquidity and price discovery. The PSE uses advanced technologies to facilitate seamless and transparent trading. Both local and global investors benefit from this efficient system, connecting them to diverse market participants and enabling fair pricing. Fourth, investors' protection. Subsidiaries like the Capital Market Integrity Corporation or CMIC enforce strict rules, while the Securities Clearing Corporation of the Philippines or SCCP ensures safe clearing, settlement, and risk mitigation, reinforcing the security of market transactions. Finally, the PSE is committed to market education. By providing real-time and historical data, it empowers investors with insights to develop strategies and make informed decisions. These efforts also support academic research and promote financial literacy nationwide.
The Philippine Stock Exchange or PSE is a self-regulatory body that sets rules for its participants and works with the Securities Exchange and Commission to ensure compliance and protect investors. Its board of directors include independent broker and non-broker members ensuring balanced regulation, while the CEO and the senior executives manage day-to-day operations. PSE also regulates with key subsidiaries like a Capital Market Integrity Corporation and the Securities Clearing Corporation of the Philippines. The trading process begins with a company listing through an IPO, followed by investors opening accounts with brokers. Buy or sell orders are matched and executed, and trades are cleared and settled within 2 days or T+2. In 2021, PSE raised a record of 234.48 billion through various offerings, including the largest IPO in its history, Mondelez Corporation, which raised for 48.6 billion. An example of investor protection in the 2016 case involving former PSE employee Jose Cecilio Peñaflor, who defrauded investors of 100 million, the PSE investigated and supported legal action against him.
We now proceed with the policies of the PSE relative to their treasury management. The first policy is the Anti-Money Laundering Act, in accordance with the Anti-Money Laundering Council, with the goal to prevent money laundering attempts and suspicious transactions within the stock exchange. The employees of the Treasury Management Department have the responsibility to ensure that the cash flow management and financial transactions of the PSE will not be disrupted by these money laundering attempts. Key protocols to combat these attempts include customer due diligence, internal controls, suspicious transactions reporting, and employee training. Another set of policies are the consolidated listing and disclosure rules that ensures a transparent trading market that requires companies listed to the PSE to publicly provide financial and performance information to remain listed. Inaccurate and false information can lead to market distortions and price fluctuations that can affect cash flow forecasts as well as financial planning. Next is the Code of Corporate Governance for publicly listed companies that ensures an efficient and ethical operations of the management of the companies with key principles such as the designation of a competitive board of directors as well as ethical standards to be upheld by the management and its subordinates. This is important for Treasury Management as the efficient use of cash resources and assets of the companies heavily rely on the decision-making of the management, and this will eventually affect the market trading in the PSE. Lastly is the risk management framework, as the strategic initiatives of the PSE must be maintained through management of risk associated with the operations of the stock exchange. This risk includes operational risks, business continuity risk, information security risk that can also negatively impact the treasury management of the companies listed in the PSE if not managed properly.
Philippine Stock Exchange Compliance Framework in the context of treasury management. As a self-regulatory organization, or SRO, the PSE plays a critical role in upholding market integrity and financial transparency. In compliance with the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, the PSE operates under the SEC's supervision and must regularly submit financial statements and disclosures that reflect its treasury operations and overall financial standing. The PSE also strictly adheres to the Securities Regulation Code, or Republic Act 8799. This law protects the market from insider trading, manipulation, and fraud. In treasury management, this means all investments and liquidity decisions must comply with regulatory standards to safeguard investor trust. To strengthen financial reporting and asset protection, the PSC has a robust internal control system, which includes segregation of duties to minimize risk and conflict of interest, authorization protocols that require proper approvals for every treasury action, and frequent audits, internal and external, to identify areas for improvement and ensure accountability. The Code of Ethics and Business Conduct guides the behavior of all PSE personnel. This includes conflict of interest policies to manage ethical risk in treasury operations, insider trading restrictions to maintain fairness, and whistleblower mechanisms which allow employees to report misconduct safely and confidentially. In summary, the PSE ensures its treasury management is not only financially sound but also legally and ethically compliant, helping build a secure and transparent market for everyone.
The clearing and settlement of PSE trade shall proceed based on the rules defined by the Securities Clearing Corporations of the Philippines, or SCCP, a Philippine Stock and Exchange Incorporation subsidiary. The first rule for the PSE trade is pre-clearing and settlement, wherein the documents, requirements, amendments, and cancellations are settled and verified. The next rule is the clearing and settlement of securities elements, wherein securities from security settlement accounts are cleared and settled, wherein the security element of the trade will be determined by plug netting process. The third rule is the clearing and settlement of cash elements, wherein unlike the second rule, this rule is all about the settlement of cash settlement accounts. Payment obligations and settlements of clearing members will undergo a multilateral netting process for the SCCP's operating proceedings. The last three rules are fungibility, special restrictions, and the effect of settlement. Fungibility is about the securities under the central clearing and central settlement being treated as fungible with securities of the same issue by the SCCP. Special restriction talk about how any clearing member has no right to put neither restrictions nor conditions on any of the settlement trades. Lastly, the effect of settlement. After the settlement of the security and cash element from the rule number 2 and number 3, the trade would be deemed final and irrevocable, and changes thereof will not be allowed. That is all for the rules for the free clearing and settlement of PSE trades. Additional info for the mentioned flag netting process earlier, it is used to mitigate financial risk by connecting different different connections from the different transactions of the company to reduce and mitigate risk. That is all. Thank you.